Okay, hello everybody. Welcome once again to my channel. Don't really have a name for it. Hey Foxfire, how are you? 21st Century Jedi here tonight. Uh, right now we are dark. Let's see if we can fix that. It's been a rough start tonight. Let me see if I can smooth it out a bit. Maybe it's because of the window capture. Let's check. Nope. It's this one. There we go. Okay, we got it now. Okay. Cast magic missile at the darkness. Yeah. I would love to. Um, Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Um, Myself personally, I'm okay. Can't really complain because I don't really have a whole lot to complain about. I and I'm being honest there because I mean I've I have a lot of blessings in my life, so I have to make sure that I count them and be thankful and grateful for them, and I am. So I really can't complain too much about like when things happen that are negative or get me down or something like that. So I mean I can complain about it, but the truth is that that only goes so far. The next step is of course to acknowledge what you're going through and to do what you can to get through it. So whatever that is for anybody, if it's just you're having a bad day, having a bad week, having a bad year, um, just acknowledging that it's happening and then just I guess the best advice I can give anybody in a situation like that is just to continue forward. Do what you got to do to go forward. Even if it's something that's just personal for yourself to say, this is my little thing and nobody's going to take it away from me. You know, um, that one little thing can be all that you need to kind of keep going day after day after day. And that's special. And you should always feel like you can have at least something like that in your life. So whatever that is that keeps you going, hold tight to it and um, keep it special, keep it sacred to yourself because it is important to you, and that's what matters. So anyway, not to cast a pall over everything because I do want to try and make this a good evening here. I'm going to be a little bit low key tonight. I wasn't sure what to do tonight, so I figured I would just go with Neuromancer tonight and try and finish that game off. If we have time, maybe I'll switch over to something else a little more lighthearted, a little bit quicker. Um, just I've been kind of scrambling around lately. These past few days here because I've been trying to fix my laptop, my old Alienware. Trying to figure out exactly how old it is. Unfortunately, I don't have information on it, which is weird. Um, Thought I had. Yeah, it only goes back to 2019. Interesting. Pretty sure I got this thing back in 2017. So this laptop is almost 6, 7 years old, I think. Um, I think tonight's the last night though that it's um, survived, to say the least. I think it's finally gone. It's strange because I really just wanted to take it apart, and I've done this before. I've serviced my own laptop. I'm comfortable doing that. Prior to this, I had had a service plan on it, and even with the service plan, I've seen technicians, muck things up to the point where they have to come back out, replace parts and stuff like that, which is, whatever. Um, this time around, I was trying to replace some noisy CPU fans on the laptop, and because they were really getting to be bothersome. I had found some parts online. I was like, okay, let's just get this done and over with. So I took it apart, put the fans in, put it all back together. Everything seemed right. Everything, looked fine, fit together fine, didn't really run into any problems, wouldn't power up. I'd get like a brief power up and then nothing. And that would just keep cycling, keep happening. Took it apart, started tinkering with it, trying to get it to, um, get to a point where I could troubleshoot the problem. And that's a big thing with IT. Yeah, time to lay it to rest and give it a proper funeral. It's true. Um, it's funny because in IT, and I've been in IT for most of my entire career here. Uh, the thing that we're always taught to do is to troubleshoot the problem. That's the inherent nature of the business is to, we're problem solvers. So we're presented with a problem, whether it's in customer service or, software support, technical support, or, you're a solution designer or some sort of an architect. There's always a problem or a challenge to solve, whether it's a business problem or a technical problem or whatever. So that's the thing that I always kind of focus on when it comes to things like this. Focus on the problem, try to, work your way through the problem, figure out what the root cause is, and then, work your way up from there to see, okay, is it a part I need to replace, or is it something else I need to tinker with to make it work? And this time, the laptop, and it's strange to say this, but the laptop was actually giving me signs that this was the end. And the reason I say that is because as I started to, you know, take it apart, put it back together, take it apart, put it back together, try, testing this thing over and over again, little bits of the laptop internally were starting to go. And it's again from age. Anytime you can get more than 5, 6 good years out of a laptop, especially as often as I used that laptop, you're fortunate to get that much life out of it. I used it quite a bit. It was my primary machine for many years, and it's been through a lot. So when I started noticing that, I as I was working to try and put the thing together, I accidentally would break a cable or something, or another little piece of a radiator would fall off, or whatever. There's little pieces here, like, okay, this, I could still figure out, like, okay, I could still make this work. This wire is broken, but it's not needed. I don't use that. It's fine. But it was the laptop's way of kind of telling me, hey, this is it. I can't keep doing this anymore. And it kept giving me these little reminders until the point, oh, I looked at it tonight, and in the process of trying to repair this and fix the fans, I think about 4 or 5 different little pieces started to go on the laptop. And the clincher for me tonight was there was a little bracket on the system board that clips the one of the little mini cables, the little ribbon cables in there, and the little plastic holder that holds the ribbon cable in finally broke. And when stuff like that happens, for those who aren't familiar with it, when you're working on the system board, the motherboard of a laptop, and those little things start to break where it's on the system board itself, um, keep in mind that just about everything on a laptop or a computer or anything, a car even, is replaceable. People ask, can you fix a car? Can you fix this, even if it's like completely devastated? The answer is yes. It really takes the parts and the time and the effort to do it, whether it's, again, a computer, a car, or whatever. But once you get to a certain point, you start asking yourself, is it really worth the effort? And that effort, that tipping point for a laptop, is when you start getting to the system board, because that's really the heart of that laptop, that computer. Once you have to replace the system board, then you start asking yourself why you're doing this. Okay. You have to have a very compelling reason to want to restore everything back to the way it was. Like, for example, a specific application can only run it because if that laptop is exactly the way it was, that you can't move it to another laptop or something. Um, but this was the case tonight. Once I started seeing that the system board was starting to break down, like the little, that little piece I broke off, that was its way of telling me that it's done. So, um, a tip of the cap to it. It's sitting right here. Um, I've disconnected all the cables to it now. I've removed the drives. I've still got all the data off of it, thank goodness. So I'm not really that worried about it. Most of my day-to-day stuff I do on this thing over here. Um, and this tower is a lot easier to work with than a laptop, of course, but I was still using it for um, you know, working on, like, I don't know, I would use it for mobile gaming. If I wanted to go somewhere, I would use it for bringing it over for Hero Lab when I would play an art, Pathfinder on the weekends. I would use it for stable diffusion work because it had a nice NVIDIA graphics card. The one I have now is an AMD, so it's not quite the same. It's not as easy to work with. So what's special about this laptop, and the reason why I'm kind of going on a little bit about it is because, well, I mean, for the record, it's a Dell Alienware 15R3. I got it, I think, in 2017. It might have been 2016. I still can't figure out how long ago it was, but um, it's like I said, it's had at least 6, 7 good years out of it. And for me, um, it represents something because prior to this, I went for a long period of time where I didn't really have a computer of my own, which is kind of weird, you know. For someone like me who plays video games a lot, who is always involved in IT and involved with the technical side of everything, to not have your own computer where you can kind of have your own little place to craft and create and play games and do stuff with. For a long time, I mean, I just could not afford it. Um, there were just certain factors in my life that just prevented me from being able to save up the money to go get one. This Alienware laptop that I picked up was a nice gaming laptop at the time. Um, it represents that journey back to what I wanted to be passionate about. Um, Being able to play games like that and to have fun with it and to enjoy it. I was using like my work laptops at the time to get through and play some games here and there, but it just didn't do the same. I mean, obviously, with a work laptop, you're not getting the best performance out of them. So it kind of comes and goes a little bit. But the Alienware was cool because it did everything I asked it to do and more. So it's a little bit of a bitter parting. Um, but what it also means now is that I really need to bear down and pick another one. It wasn't really in my plans to replace my laptop this summer, but you know, the thing is, we've got nice contingency plans and stuff. We can work things out with it. So I'll shop around and I will find something. I'm kind of leaning towards that X17, like you have, Foxfire. I will kind of mull it over probably after the stream a little bit. Um, One of the things that my wife brought up prior to just going on the stream tonight was the notion that it's not my primary computer anymore. So needing something that's super powerful is really not a top priority anymore. I really need something that's mobile that can do the things I need it to do, but it doesn't necessarily need to be my primary gaming machine. So that's gonna factor into it a little bit too. So I may or may not go with that X17. It will be a step up in terms of size, which is kind of actually a downside in my opinion. I do like the 15-inch display. The 17 inches, of course, is fine, but it does mean that if I need to lug it around somewhere, it's more weight to lug around. Normally, it doesn't bother me and stuff, but when you want to fit it somewhere, you want to be able to do something with it. It's handy to have a smaller device instead of a larger one. So anyway, um, that's what I'm going to be doing after the stream tonight is hopefully shopping around, placing an order, and getting it in time before my Pathfinder session. Um, 2 weeks from now or a week and a half from now. The R17 is lighter and thinner compared to my black. Yes, and there's a video that I saw today that was comparing two of them that I saw, which was the two that I was looking at were Hold on a second here. Let me find it. By the way, I'm not getting reverb on your side, am I? I want to make sure that my sound is coming okay. No reverb. No, that's cool. You're not derailing the stream at all. This is kind of like, whatever tonight. So I was looking at the X17R2 and the M17R5, and I did some cursory looks of what gaming laptops are good this time, for as of July 2023. There's still recommendations on the Alienwares, and I really can't complain about mine. I mean, I know some people can say, well, it's not the greatest and whatever. I mean, it's kind of personal in a way in terms of what you like and what you don't like in a computer. Me personally, I like the style. I like the way it worked. I like the components they put in it, and I didn't have a problem with it. The support was really good, so I can't really fault Alienware. So if I have to go with another one, so be it. But yeah, I was looking at the X17R2 and the M17R5. Both of them seem to be discounted severely right now. I think Dell's trying to get rid of some of them in their inventory. I'm not sure about that. I have to check, but from what I'm seeing of both of those, they seem like really good deals for the prices. So uh, who knows? I'm going to take a hard look at both of them, and hopefully tonight I'll make a decision and pick something up because I don't want to go too long without it. Um, I was also considering maybe like doing a getting a tablet real quick and then throwing like Hero Lab on there. You know, um, the one thing I added to mine was Adobe, the version that is not a subscription fee. You mean not Acrobat Reader, right? I've never really cared much for Adobe. I've never had a need to kind of make stuff in Adobe so much. Although I'm seeing more and more when it comes to the Stable Diffusion community, they're doing more and more in Photoshop or whatever the latest product is called now. They're doing some tinkering inside of Photoshop, with images that they produce from Stable Diffusion to kind of really give it that, finished look to it, as opposed to what you just spit out of the Stable Diffusion engine. But anyway, that's where I'm standing on the laptop front. I do want to get something before next Saturday at the very earliest. It is Acrobat. This version is the non-subscription, and I can make my own PDFs. Okay, gotcha. All right, yeah. Yeah, if you have a need for PDFs, obviously that's definitely a must. And there's still no one better out there, I think, than Adobe on that. I've worked with other engines like Foxit and some other ones where they just produce the PDFs, but they don't really like make true PDFs like Adobe can. Um, which this brings me up in another thing. I'm gonna have to look into this Foxfire. I don't know if I can play Friday because all my stuff is still on the hard drives of the laptop, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get those off or not. I think it'll all depend on if I choose to put Hero Lab on this machine or not. I'm not. I'm not. I mean, it's possible. I got to see what I've got for a license and what I want to do with it. Um, but if I am able to do it on multiple devices, like I think I can, then I might just put it on the main machine here and I can play Friday night. But anyway, let's bring up Neuromancer. I'm thinking of this. Hmm. I don't even remember which disc I was working on here. Which one was it? Had to be this one. have to switch, I think. Old game, I think it's game number 1. On my other Alienware, I don't have Acrobat and it opens all my PDFs in Edge. No worries. When you bought your license, it should have come with a free second license. So you could have it on another machine. Call me tomorrow if you need help finding it. Thanks. I think I've got the information that I need to. I think I got what I need to be able to pull it onto this computer. Let's see. I'll definitely have to tinker with it tomorrow and figure it out. There we go. Go. I feel like I'm getting no sound out of this. What's going on here? Is the audio capture not coming in? Let me check that. I can't switch. Crap. Let's, why is it not working? Do we need to switch again? Oh, there we go. Let's try the PAX terminal. Let's attach this. Don't transfer the laptop one yet. Look to see if you have the free second one. Why I say that is you are only allowed to transfer license from one device to another every few months. Yeah. Gotcha on that. All right, here we go. We got sound. Okay, good. Okay. Check the bulletin board. Let's see. View messages. More. Yeah, these are all the ones we read before. Thank goodness you got the speed up and I didn't have to change that. I don't even remember how to do that now. Okay. IRS and tax info, right. Exit to main, exit system. All right. Where did I leave off with this now? Operate. We have Comlink 3.0. So now I got to figure out. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the walkthrough of it. Let me just put this up on the other screen and we are good to go. Okay. Geez, that's awfully bright. I wish I could switch that to dark mode. Let's see, we got our UXB. We've got Cheap Hotel, Sano Computing. Yep, we got that. We got World Chess. Cheap Hotel. We got the Caviar already, didn't we? Did we give the Caviar already? Crazy Edo swaps you Comlink 2.0. Yeah, we must have done the Caviar already. We didn't really talk to the monks yet, so we could do that. Let's I'm gonna go ahead and go over to start the quest for the Holy Joystick. Don't really need this tonight. One of Lonnie Zone's working girls is standing here in the street leaning against a light tower. She carefully looks you over. Hey, sailor, new in town. Yeah. She's kind of useless, so we're going to pass her by. And now we go to side 3. Right. I got you, Foxfire. I will, like I said, I'm going to check it out tomorrow. Today was all about trying to see if I could salvage the laptop, and it's clear to me that I can't anymore. So we will be moving into our contingency plans and getting Hero Lab up and running. Like I said, the good news is I saved the drives, so one way or the other, I'll be able to get the data off of them. It'll be a little bit of a pain in the butt for the SSDs, because I'll have to swap the spare one I've got in this one and bring the other ones in and copy the data off, but it can be done. This is the House of Pong. A quiet and restful place occupied by Pong monks who spend their days meditating on the mysteries of the one true computer game. Nolan, the head monk, is here to greet weary travelers as they come through the door. Greetings, pilgrim. Have you come to worship the one true computer game? Yes, Pong is the one true computer game, apparently. Let's talk to this guy. Alright, so we can grovel up to him and say something like this. We can say, worship a computer game? Get real. Sorry, I thought this was the massage parlor. Are you a god, Ray? You say yes. So what we need to do to get this quest is to say this, that we are dust on his feet. Apprentice monks must contemplate the mysteries of the one true game for 20 years before they are allowed to play. Yeah, right. Are you out of your mind? It didn't take me that long to play Wasteland. And Wasteland, you can take a long time to play that one, which we will jump into after this one's done. Whoops. I hit the wrong one. We gotta go back to him. Go back, go back. Let's restart that quest. Gotta love NPCs. That's a bit longer than I had planned to wait. You're nuts. It already seems like I've been playing this game for 20 years. So you got to basically say, all right, we must be leading up to something. What is it? I have to make a fool of myself, right? great quest for the holy joystick. Now you could just say you've heard everything, you're leaving, or you could do this. Say I bring you this holy joystick. Then what happens? Then the masters can play Pong again. Our joystick is worn down to a nub. Then I'll teach you Zen and Sophistry, which are two skills, by the way, that you're going to need when you finally start going into cyberspace and hitting the AIs that are out there. Spoiler alert. So we have to go get a joystick, basically. All right, so what else do we need? I should check my messages on the Panther Moderns database. I think Modern Bob was supposed to write back to me. I don't know if he did. We'll head over here. I was thinking, Foxfire, that worst case scenario, what we could do for Friday at least, if nothing else, I could probably find my portfolio file and send it to you, and then just have you print off just the character I need for Friday night. You could, download it to a PDF or something like that. You don't even need to do the paper copy. That's like absolute worst case, I think. All right, let's go ahead and operate our UXB here. Pray it doesn't blow up like my laptop did. Comlink, side 4. There's one regret I have about my laptop, and again, I'm more of a hoarder when it comes to uh, computer stuff and data. I like having backups of things, so um, I have the data, no problem, but I would have loved to create a virtual image or a virtual machine of the laptop before I went and operated on it. Let's check the BBS. Yep, hindsight indeed. It's not important. I mean, it's like I said, the only things I really had on there were Hero Lab and the Stable Diffusion, and the Stable Diffusion itself isn't like really. I mean, you can move that anywhere, so um, everything else that I had on there, I could reproduce on the big machine, no problem. So, send a message to Modern Bob. Send me codes now. Run stop to end. Heck yeah, send that. Now we should see a message from him. Read your messages again. Why is it not showing? I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything. What do you mean? I missed the joke there. Is it? No, 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 no. I never even interpreted that as such, Foxfire, so no worries there. Um, yeah, like I said, the only problem with doing a VM is it takes a while, and at the same time, the fans on the laptop were making that grinding sound like it was doing on yours. So, you know, it it was a matter of, do you weigh the time like that? Like if the fan started really breaking down and I was doing the VM work, it would have possibly overheated, might have blown up the processor, or it might have gotten through it okay. I don't understand why. Check your messages again. He's not supposed to. I don't think he's supposed to send it on packs, right? I never checked to see if we had any other new followers come up. Let me check something on that. I don't think we had anybody new show up recently. Nope. No, they wouldn't put it here. Why? Oh, they have been added. Let's see. View the messages. More, more, more. Oh, well, they are. Oh, let's look at number 3. Quang 11. What the heck is a Quang 11? People selling half their body just to get this thing. All right, let's go back to that. XP. Operate. Comlink. What's going on here? Why are you no giving me this? It's Modern Bob, right? Did I miss something here? Send message. Whoops. Please send me the C and Hitachi. Maybe we have to put them in the names of the companies so that they recognize it. There we go. ET phone home indeed, man. So Hitachi Bio, C link code is soften, Regfellows link code is Regfellow. Got it. All right, so now we got that. Okay, so now we need to move on to Larry Moe over at the Microsoft place. Another thing that's a little bit discouraging this week is the fact that, and I don't know why this bothers me, but um, the fact that Twitter is no longer known as Twitter anymore. Um, I don't know why that bothers me, but it does. It's stupid. Um, to call it X is just dumb, in my opinion. I don't like it. Um, you're taking a brand, a literal brand, right? And the only reason I bring this up is because I actually do tweet. I actually do post stuff out there for promoting my stream and stuff. Um, and I was trying to build a community off of that. But the problem is now that they're taking they're taking the brand that is Twitter, been known and immortalized, basically. I mean, heck, it's been in movies, right? Where people are tweeting and doing this stuff. The iconic imagery of the bird, you recognize it. You know what Twitter is. You know what tweets are. You know what retweets are. Even if you aren't actually on the app, you know. And now they want to call everything X. It's like, why? Why? It's just it's like shooting yourself in the foot. It's the new Coke moment, basically. And I can't subscribe to that anymore. That's just ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know what Elon is thinking. Do you know anything about Cop Talk? He's not, yeah. We're definitely buying a Cop Talk skill chip for $100. That's easy. Got that. We're going to operate that so we don't lose it. Good, we got our skill chip. Alright, so now we can go visit Donut World. So, when it comes to Twitter and stuff, I may have to kind of jump away from that platform. So, back again, I warned you once. Looking for trouble, citizen? Oh, we're gonna have fun with you, pal. You funny looking guy. What in the... I didn't use the skill, darn it. Sorry, my mistake. I left my brain in my other pants. Oh, great. So we're getting arrested again. Uh, I'll defend myself. I haven't done anything. 500 more credits. Great. Whatever. Yeah. I'm still on Twitter for the time being, but um, I can't see myself staying there if they're going to keep it calling it X, and a tweet's going to be called an X, and then a retweet's going to be a re-X or whatever the crap they're going to call it. I'm not playing that game. Not playing it one bit. I will go to a different platform. I'll check out Threads. I'll check out Mastodon. I'll check out any of the other ones. I'll give them my business. So what I'm supposed to do in here is I'm supposed to go to my skills and operate Cop Talk. Now I get a different response. Well, now my Irish eyes are smiling, O'Reilly. Corned beef and cabbage, got any news? So, in other words, the stereotypical Irish cop is what they're trying to play at here. Finnegan, old pal, top of the morning to you. I didn't recognize you. Uh-huh. Can I talk to him? Begora, I forgot the comlink number for the Chiba Tactical Police. It's Kisatsu. Better write it down this time. And let's find out. Wild Irish Rose. Smeagol Depot. What else are we going to get out of this guy? I heard they changed the Fuji Electric password to Whiskaba. And is there anything else? Nope, that's it. Alright, we outie. Cool, so we got those passcodes now. And now we need to look at upgrading stuff. So let's see, we got the pass for the Matrix restaurant, IRS Citizens for Free Matrix, we already got. So we're going to need to get to Julius Dean now, I believe. Whoops. Yeah. I want to go to Donut World. Mosey on over here to Julius Dean. I don't know if I've been in his office on the stream or not. I don't think I have yet. You find Julius Dean's office in a warehouse behind Ninsei. You get the impression that Julius has a gun pointed at you under the desk. What brings you around, boyo? I deal in exotic hardware and information. Fantastic, Mr. Dean. Let's talk to you. My friends tell me that someone is trying to kill me. Heard anything? Yeah, that's less than unhelpful. What do you know about? Let's see. We're supposed to ask him about skill. And he's got skill chips. Bargaining, psychoanalysis, philosophy, and phenomenology at 1,000 each. Or it can upgrade certain skills. We don't need bargaining in this regard. So we can purchase each of these for 1,000. We do have the money, but we're going to hold off on it for now. We're going to go ahead and upgrade cryptology with him. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask him about cryptology. Wow, 2,500 per skill level. That's a lot. Okay, that's good. So now we could use that skill chip. And I'm only going to do this for like, one, because I have all the translated passwords here. But for example, he gave us Smeagol Depot. The uncoded word is permafrost. So when you get passwords in this game, you can, if they're encoded, this is how you go about doing it. You go ahead and go into the cryptology skill. You want to upgrade it with Julius Dean. He can upgrade it, I think, to level 4, which is the max. I don't even know if you need that much, but basically, if you need it, get it, and then you can decode the passwords as you need them, and you're good to go. So we're going to go ahead and move on from that one. We want to ask him about Fuji. So he gives you passwords about, Fuji Electric. So again, we could do the whole cryptology thing. And if we type in Dumbo, we get ROM cards. Okay. And just so anyone knows, if they're looking at this, like if you put in a nonsense word or if you put in any other word that's not in the lexicon, it's going to spit out like it doesn't matter, it doesn't know anything. So, Hosaka. So he gives you the password for that one. And then if you go and look at Musabori, Pleiades, right? And then the last one's going to be, and I don't have to be doing this, I'm just doing this for completeness to say I did it, but what's the other one? Hitachi. Gene splice. Got it. All right. Not be able to decode some of your current cryptology skills. You upgrade once again if you have enough money, but wait, you can wait until you have more money. Go back to the cheap hotel. Okay. Back to the cheap hotel it is. Let's go. Oh, rats, I missed something. I should ask him about the gas mask. Hardware. So we are going to need the gas mask later, so we'll pick that up just so we have it. Moving along. So the nice thing about Cheap Hotel in this game is that it is a safe house for you. Once you're here, nothing can really touch you. Unless, of course, you're in cyberspace and somebody's coming after you that way. But it's a cool place to kind of hang out and say, all right, here I am. I can log into the cyberspace. I can access the PAX terminal. You can do a lot of what you need here. So um, let's go and operate this. Now we got to get onto the Software Enforcement Agency. Link is soften. Top secret. Ooh. Boom. So we can look at supervisor's memos, matrix simulator protection softwares that have just been made available on the system. Yep. Cop Talk tutorial, 4th level. Cop Talk ability is required for senior field agent status. So this is one of the very few rare sites where you can actually upgrade your skills through it. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now just to knock it out. I don't know if it's necessary, but in fact, I'm looking at, you can upgrade it to level 2. Yeah, I don't know if you need it, but we'll go ahead and do it anyways. So we'll look at the software library. We definitely want Comlink 4.0. We also want Sequencer too. Sequencer is actually a password guesser. So what that does is it allows you to operate that software as you're prompted for a password here, and it'll automatically fill in the level 1 password. So that can be quite handy. Bulletin board. William Gibson. He was on the trail of some Microsoft design thieves in cyberspace when I last heard from him. Now he's been missing for 2 weeks. And let's see what C says after that. We have no idea where he is. He's not been reassigned elsewhere. Maybe you misplaced him? Solve your own problems. That's what we hired you for in the first place. Wow. Definitely want to work for this place. Um, just looking ahead here. Right, so there is the arrest warrant list here. Right, so we don't need this yet. We can come back to that though. So what we'll do is, the next thing we're going to do is use the sequencer just so you can see what's going on with it. We're going to log in. Go, whoops, exit that. Go to that. Let's erase some software while we're doing this. We don't need 3.0. Exit that. All right, so now operate this. Operate that. Go to 4.0. This time we're going to go to Fuji. And now what you can do, see, you can move your cursor here, so you can actually go into this and show your software, and you can use sequencer here. And it will go through and guess the level 1 password, which is ROM cards. So that's kind of handy, you know, if you forget one or if you just need to get something. But anyway, we'll go back and do this again, but this time we're going to go in using level 2 password. Fuji. A little tired tonight, I won't lie. Uchikatsu. I have no idea what that means. So when you read through this stuff, third quarter profits are up, blah, blah, blah. Increased meat puppet breaks from 10 to 11.5 minutes for all line employees just to show the you they care. Lovely. So, interesting to notice here that Larry Moe is a consultant with Fuji Electric. He's not really. He just added his name. He hacked it in there so he can get a paycheck. So, seeing that he can do that, and he's the guy who's guarding the Microsoft place that we just went to, your goal is to eventually get rid of him so you can get to the guy who's behind him in the back room. So getting rid of Larry Moe is going to be a priority, but you're also going to want to be able to hijack him a little bit and put your own name on some of these accounts so that you can get his paycheck, basically. Executive survival kit, blah, blah, blah. Lovely. Personnel management. So this shows you, we can't really edit any of these, but you can see Larry Mose is in there. See the memo. Tozoku merger. Tozoku has made us an offer we accepted concerning the ownership of Fuji. So Tozoku, huh? Kind of scary that he dismembered his child and he's going to get him back like that. Wow, okay. So, next step is to... We got Larry Moe. We got his Bama number probably. Tozoku. So we'll need the link code for Tozoku at some point. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Tozoku. Yakuza. Good to know. See, that was the one link code that I could never figure out when I went through this game. I never thought to go back to Julius Dean and ask him about Tozoku. Looking back on it, it kind of makes sense now because he does deal with the Japanese companies for the most part. Go to Donut World, use your Cop Talk chip. Yeah, dude. Throw a little Cop Talk at you. Mulligan, I can barely understand your thick Irish accent, and I almost didn't recognize you. This cop has to be blind. Alright, we don't need that one. Don't need that one. Don't need that one.
found out where the little people keep their wares. Illegal wares are available on the Gentleman Loser DB. Chiba Tactical Police. Fergus. There's a Fergus among us. Snorsky. How about that? Alright, so now we got what we needed out of this. Now we can move on. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to the Chief Hotel, and we are going to log into the Chiba Tactical Police, and we are going to edit a warrant and put a warrant out for Larry Moe's arrest, which is the guy that's in those double doors back there, guarding the Microsofts. Operate this. So this is, let's see, Kisatsu. And again, I'm skipping ahead a little bit here. What you're supposed to do is decode the password that you were given for that encoded one that the cop gave you. But it really just turns into Super Tac. And now we have the ability to edit warrants. And we can pick any one of these, right? Click on edit, then on a name. So we'll go ahead and fix up Balfour there. I don't know who that is. We'll edit it. Larry Moe. We found his Bama ID from the other database from the Software Enforcement Agency. He got, or I'm sorry, it was from the Fuji Electric. You can find his Bama ID at Fuji Electric. So now you can type that in, which is this number. That little sound tells you that you did it right. So now Larry Moe is gone. All right, so the Gentleman Loser database, if we go to this one, oops, I did that wrong. I have to do that again. Wait for that to come back up. Now we have to do this. Wilson! Now we can get some software, or no, we get the BBS here first. Now we get the uplink codes for a bunch of other stuff here. So if we read these out, Some random stuff here so far. Nobody's seen Amber for 2 weeks now. Maybe she's gone over to the other side. Try Chaos. Maybe he knows something. Check the messages at Eastern Seaboard. Link East Seaboard. So this is the Eastern Seaboard Fishing Authority that they're referring to, which we'll get to in a little bit. Let's go number 6. Gaming shaft. So we have a link code for a bank, which is cool. That could come in handy. Okay. So that's all we're going to get out of this one so far. If we go to East Seaboard, and we'll use sequencer again to guess the password. Excuse me. Eastern Seaboard Fishing Authority. I did it wrong. Crap. Forgot to put the thing in. Do this again. Excuse me. Definitely tired tonight. Long Island. Alright, so let's look at the software library. Oh, let's get ourselves some Comlink 5.0. Yes, please. So we're only one Comlink away now. Comlink 6.0 is what we need to get into cyberspace. And that's the goal for tonight. Seems one operator at the New Jersey nuclear power station was using his computer to do some trolling on the free sex union system. And all the power was funneled into the Chernobyl Kiev grid. So yeah, I believe this was post-Chernobyl, which is why we have a reference to it here. Alright, well, let's look at these real quick. Inspector Boggs from the chairman. So this is cool because now we have for Bank Image Shaft a code word which we can probably decrypt using our cryptology chip. Let's see, we want Mrs. Waxman. Listen, Boggs, my cat glows in the dark and has lost all its fur. Fantastic. Leaking nuclear energy. What could possibly go wrong? So we have Death Angel's Shadow here. Yep, we got the software. Personal message from Death Angel's Shadow. Be careful if you cruise near the citizens for a free Matrix DB. Someone said they're running a Trojan horse program, with viruses in it, but I didn't see anything like that. Maybe they used to do that or are gonna in the future. Forewarned is unflatlined. So I know what's in there actually. It's an AI. We'll be hitting that one on our way there. Um, what else? Modern Miles. Link code is loser, and so is the word. So that gives us the level 2 password for Gentleman Loser, which we're going to need. Finn tried to sell me a joystick. Like, what would I do with that? Hint, hint, hint. So we got to go talk to Finn. Okay, so we got that. I think we can do a software check. We don't need 4.0 anymore. Okay. Yeah, we want to go to loser, get the software there. We'll do that one now. Operate. Comlink 5. Okay, so if we look at these are the BBSs. If we look at the Sorcerer BBS, Ernie from Bert, the pickup girl soft that changed my whole life. Quixote disappeared. Oh dear. He looks like he's right there. All right, Dr. Asano. Yep, okay. So the software library has, well, we don't care about pickup girls. Blowtorch, hammer, and probe are semi-useful, but only when we go into cyberspace. So we don't really need these yet. We're not going to clog up our precious memory on our UXB here just to have that. So let's load up something else here. So if we go to Tozoku imports, is the key here. And this, when I first played the game, took me forever to figure out. I tried going, whoops, did I get that wrong? Oh, Link is Yakuza, that's why. Um, and now if we use Sequencer to get in, I think the password's Yak or something like that. It took me forever to get to this point when I first tried this game because I could not figure out Tozoku and their database, their link code. It wasn't until I figured it out from Julius Dean or something like that that was the tip off. So order status, blah blah blah. Specials available. Yeah, this is just flavor stuff. That's all this is. Software library is what we really came here for, which is Comlink 6.0. All right. So now, if we go to the UXB and erase that software for 5.0, so now we're almost there. All we need to do is get a cyberspace capable deck. Okay, so now the next step is to go to Osaka. You have to log in with Osaka Corp. Okay, and the trick here is you want the level 2 password to Osaka Corp. Okay, you could get in using level 1 using Sequencer, but we actually got the password earlier when we were looking at the BBS under the Panther Modern database. We actually got the level 2 password before, and it is this. Okay, so now you can look at their stuff, new products, and blah blah blah. 68 gazillion chip. The Jerk and Dr. Death. And see corporate sales figures. Safe sex ROM, okay. New employee listing. Okay, so click on a name. Let's see, pick any name. Let's pick, let's go after Mr. Karkov, I guess. And what we want to do is edit it. Let's see, I am 21CJ. And my Bama ID, I think it's 0563061118. There we go. So we took care of that. And then if we look at the employee memos, this is another hint about Tozoku being linked to Yakuza and having the link code that way. So that's another way you can get it. Osaka requires Comlink 6.0. We are prepared to pay handsomely for it. Well, guess what? We can upload software. We'll upload 6.0. Now we've just gotten 7,500 credits added to my chip. Beautiful. Let's check out your software library. You got nothing that I want. Okay. Lastly, we got to log into the Bank of Zurich and open account number there. It's got a great link code too. Bozo Bank. And do we need this? We need the sequencer for this one. I'm pretty sure it's no password, isn't it? Yeah. So I think it's like the only password in the game that you actually can't enter. You have to use sequencer for. Because you can't make the lowercase letters when you type it in. And hitting enter also ensures that you don't enter this in. So it's not the same as no password. So there we go. We're gonna open an account first. Amount to upload, I don't know. Let's just throw like 1,000. So that's our number 7123454500134. Message base. Let's take a look at that. Oh, we got some messages here. Distressed damsel or the sumdiv kid lately. Have you? It's really strange not to have them out here messing around. Adding to the history. Adding to the story and the mystery. Taking the steps you request to squash the unauthorized cloning attempt that concerned you. So apparently somebody was trying to get the DNA. $1 million. Oops. All right, so we want this message. Roger Caliban. Blah, 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 blah. So this allows us to download and upload credits to our little Swiss bank account. My mother thought I would never amount to anything. Okay, so the next step here is to go to Lupus. So we're going to go talk to him. I am trying to get to the point where we just are about ready to get into cyberspace. I'll be honest though, like I said, I'm feeling tired right now. I just want to kind of grind through this and then call it an evening while I go and take care of some other crap tonight, like I mentioned before. Do, 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 do. Well, look at that. Larry Moe is gone. I guess he has some splaining to do to the police. Let's go through this door and see what's behind. What's shaking, Bacon? The meeting room of the Panther Moderns, presently occupied by their leader, Lupus Yonderboy. Dressed in a polycarbon suit, and his eyes have been modified to catch the light like a cat's. Lupus is watching you with a slight smile on his lips. Tattooed on his hand is the word chaos. You got past Larry, that's good. You won't get past me, that's business. Well, fantastic there, Lupus. What do I gotta talk to him about? Jeez, you're really a funny looking dweeb, aren't you? Alright, what's you got to say? Matt Shaw says you're alright, so talk. What do you want to know? What do you know about? It says to ask him about SenseNet, which I imagine we've already encountered previously. In fact, I remember seeing something in one of the articles about SenseNet. So, if you want a ROM construct from SenseNet, I could sell you a security pass to get you into the building. How much is that wonderful thing? 4,000? We're going to want that eventually, so because that's going to get us to Dixie Flatline, which we'll talk about later. What do you know about skill? Evasion skill chip for 2,000. You'll need it for protection in cyberspace, which that sounds great to me. Still not getting closer to our ultimate goal of getting our cyberspace deck, but that's okay. We want to ask him about cyberspace. What you got about that? Cyberspace is reality, Wilson. Duh. What do you know about AI? Yeah, that's fantastic. Turing knows all about them. Finally, we're going to talk to him about Neuromancer. I don't know why we're doing that. Okay, yeah. Computer game or a book or something like that, right? Yeah, that's fantastic. Finally, ask him about bank. I've been siphoning from account number 646-328-356481 for years. Which we're going to do the same. Note it down, go back to the hotel. Dun, dun, dun. So this is where we're going to start doing our little illegal bank transfers. Okay, so note it down, go back to the hotel, log into the bank gammon shaft with the decoded level 2 password. First we want to put this on. Use our weaselly little UXB. Dun, dun, dun. This is bank gammon. And we want the level 2 password, which is verboten. So let's check the software library. Decoder, budget file, receipt forger. Hey, how about that? I didn't want that one. That's okay. Let's see, message base. We'll look at that. Herr Geistjager. A little reference to Walt Disney being frozen. Right, so let's do a funds transfer. Okay, so the source account number is 646 328 356481. Let's see. Bozo Bank is the. We want all the money. And then I gotta remember this 7123454500134. Sweet. Now, if we go into Bozo Bank, we should see our money there. All right, there we go. Let's do our account operations. Hey, I guessed the number correctly. That's great. So now we're going to download credits. Give me 30,000. Okay, so we are now 30,000 credits richer. It's time for a shopping tour before you enter cyberspace. So we are going to. Whoops. We do want to go ahead and just delete that decoder, I think. Because we're not ready for that yet. Let's go take a walk. All right, so we want to go back to Julius Dean. Alright, so let's talk to this guy about hardware. No, I want I want skill. Get the skill chips here. So, I think we said bargaining was not necessary, so we're going to move on to psychoanalysis, phenomenology, and philosophy. Exit that. Let's throw those in my brain here. Okay. Now we have to go get the joystick. Head over to Metro Holographics. So we're going to ask him about, whoops, wrong button. Um, what do you know about joystick? So you're on a holy mission, eh? I got what you need. There we go. Got ourselves a joystick. And let's talk about chips. I believe you got chips for me, don't you? Ice breaking and debug. We definitely need those. I'm going to put those in play. Okay. He says ask for software and buy drill 1.0. Well, okay, we can do that. What do you got about the software? You want software? You got software. So they say buy drill 1.0 because that's the only one that we can't find anywhere else. We have seen decoder and blowtorch around, as well as probe. All right, so let's go get our chips from the House of Pong. Get that. So I guess the bargaining chip does come in handy if you want to shop for a cyberspace deck. I wonder if it's worth it. Let's use the joystick. Give item. Yes, we are sure. Okay, so we can go get our chips now. Free. Nothing better than free. all sorts of skills now. Got mad skills. Okay. So now we want to go to the Matrix restaurant. We've been here before. We have to go this way. I remember getting to this point and thinking like, what lies beyond over to the right over here. Um, for the longest time, you don't have a need to go beyond this screen. Eventually, we will do that though. We'll talk to these guys again. Let's talk to him about the old chips. $1,000. You guys are no friends of mine. Jeez. Logic, software analysis, and musicianship. I think we got to buy all three of those, right? Then ask for upgrades. So we got to operate these first. So these are good because now you can only takes you $100 to upgrade each of these. I think he said debug to level 4. Do it, he says. Great. All right, so now we're going to go buy ourselves a cyber deck. Go take a walk. I am curious about the bargaining chip. I wonder if I should go get that. It's a level 1 chip. It's going to cost me 1,000. I wonder if it's going to be any different. Let's find out. We're going to go play the game here where we try and shop for a deck with Asana before we get the bargaining chip, and then see if the extra 1,000 will do us any good. So, why does Crazy Edo call you a pig? You don't like Edo, do you? I'm pretty good at noticing these things. So if we insult Edo, he says, I see you are a man of taste and culture. So the decks that we want to look at, I believe, are I think they start with the Ninja 4000 according to this. The Ninja 5000 is acceptable in my opinion because it's got 25 slots for programs. The Cyberspace 7 is the creme de la creme. So let's note down some numbers here. So the 4000 is 18,640, the 5000 is 25,600, and that's 44,800. Got it. Let's see if bargaining does any better at that. Before I forget, too, I also want to announce that probably I'm probably going to shift my Sunday stream to Saturday this weekend as opposed to keeping it on Sunday, just for this weekend only. I do have a planned event I'm trying to do Sunday night, so I will probably not be able to stream otherwise. So I think what I might try to do is a quick stream on Saturday evening, um, just to make up for it and give us, another stream to work with. And then the next stream after that will be Wednesday. So let's see, I gotta go to Julius. Is that where I got it from? I think I went the wrong place. Um, where's the bargaining chip? I lost it. Oh, I guess it is Julius. Okay, never mind. I had it right. Let's add bargaining. Go ahead and operate that one. Move. So once we purchase the cyberspace deck, we have one last link code to enter, which is to go back to Tozoku, download some software from them, and then download some software from the Gentleman Loser database, and then we will be ready to go. All right, let's go talk to Asano. All right, so it says here we're supposed to use the bargaining chip. All right, let's go ahead. Oops, don't need to do that. Let's go do it. Here we go. Bargaining. Go. Did that not work? Huh. It says use the bargaining if you own it and ask why Crazy Edo calls it a pig. Yep, I get it. So these are the right responses. Alright. Oh, did it work? No, these are the same prices. So that was a waste of 1,000. That's a bummer. Alright, but we can do we can definitely do the Ninja 4000, so we can grab that one. Got it. Okay, So now we got to go back to the cheap hotel. All right. So we are getting close. We just need to go get some software, and then we are ready to roll. Ah, yes, the old switcheroo of the disc again. Got you. Okay. So just a reminder, I will be probably streaming a quick stream on Saturday evening, probably around 8:30 Eastern. I don't know which game I'm going to stream yet. I'm trying to do a new one. I was doing this one just to kind of get through and fill some space, as well as trying and maneuver this one along. I might continue either with this game on Saturday evening, or I might switch to the Wild and continue that game if I can. Either way, I'm just trying to get through some of these older games as well before we move on to some newer ones. But I do have some other stuff planned, so stay tuned. Let's go get some software. Alright, let's move in. Let's go use our new deck. And let's switch discs again. Ka-pow. You get it? Alright. See, now we have the option, because we have a cyberspace capable deck, we can either enter the link code to get into a normal database, which we're going to do, or we can enter cyberspace. Which not quite there yet, so we'll go to there first. We know that password is this. And we're going to go get our software. We're going to go get Blowtorch. And we're going to download Decoder. Ah, it is you, Walt. Welcome, my friend. You're just in time for me. I'm just about to log off, actually. Um, and like I mentioned before, I'm going to do a Saturday stream, I think, instead of a Sunday stream, just for this week only. Um, same time, same bat time, same bat channel type of thing. I have potential plans on Sunday evening I'd like to try and follow through on. So, um, hope you're doing well, though, Walt. Hope everything is good. Um, let's go ahead and operate this one. I never got a chance to text you. Darn it. Sorry about that, Walt. I meant to text you earlier this week. Never got a chance to do it. Oops. Um, Wanted to ask you about your son, how he was doing. You don't have to reveal details, of course. So obviously, you want to maintain privacy and stuff, but just wanted to hear how he was doing, if he was doing okay or not. Let's see. I need to go to this one. Excellent. Love to hear that he's healing all right. I know that was scary for everyone involved. So now it's good to hear that he's getting better. Hope everything is good with you at home. Um, catch you up to date. My laptop that I've had for about 7 years or so has finally gone belly up. So now I am in the process of trying to find a new one. He was in Texas last week visiting family. He said the heat and wind was like pointing a hairdryer at a sunburn. Yeah. Oh, I hope he doesn't have a scar, but yeah, that stinks, man. So we need hammer and probe, right? It was an Alienware 15R3. It was special to me because it was a laptop that it was my own laptop, which prior to that, I'd gone maybe 10, 15 years without having my own computer. I've always had to have like a work computer or something like that. But this Alienware was it was like the my return back to gaming, my return back to doing my own stuff with my own computer, and it was special to me. So it's definitely been through a lot. It's definitely seen a lot of usage. So yes, Alienware is Dell's gaming brand, and I know some people like to knock the brand and stuff and poo poo it and everything. Honestly, the thing doesn't owe me a thing. Yes, I've had issues with it. Yes, Dell's support has been top notch whenever I did have service on it. And when I let the service contract run out and I did my own repairs on it, didn't have a problem doing it up until recently. And the only reason why I had problems repairing it this time was the laptop was trying to tell me it was over because it's one thing when you're going through a fix, and yes, it is. I think it is past the point of saving now, and I'll explain why. When I was going through and I was trying to replace the CPU fans on this one, and um, as I was going through the process of doing that, and I put it back together, the thing wouldn't quite power up. And as I'm taking the thing apart and putting it back together, the more I kept troubleshooting it and trying to do that process of taking it apart, putting it together, the more I would see things like little things break off. Like there was a part of a radiator that broke off. There was one of the unnecessary cables, one of the cables that broke. The battery cable was starting to come just apart a little bit. There was another cable that started to go, just little stuff here and there that was kind of telling me, hey, this is not going to work. No matter what you do, I'm breaking down. Tonight there was a little connector on the system board that broke, and that was kind of the final straw for me because once you get to the system board, and if stuff starts breaking on that, now you're like, okay, I can't do this. Replacing the system board is like buying a whole new laptop at that point. You're really not getting much out of it. It's possible that, like, if I were to find like a steal on a system board for it now, yeah, I might still try to repair it, and I could probably still do it. But now it's more of a relegated to either recycling or like some sort of a side project now. I need to work on kind of moving on from this. So it's, when you put the signals out there and you listen for them, you can kind of tell when change is coming, and you may not be happy about it. I'm certainly not happy about losing my laptop, but sometimes you have to recognize the change and you have to kind of move forward with it. So it was, again, like I said, it's about 7 years I think I got out of this one, so that's a good long time, and it was still pretty decent. So I'm happy with what I got out of it. So, what I'm going to do though is I'm probably going to wrap this stream up here in just a minute because we are now at the point where we can go into cyberspace. I'm just going to go ahead and go into it real quick just to show you guys what it's all about. So, when we do this, and yes, accepting the inevitable can be tough. I don't want to equate losing a laptop to something like losing a loved one or losing a pet or anything like that, but it's true. Sometimes when you can see the change coming, you can see that something is going to happen, and it can cause you some stress. It can cause you anxiety. You don't want the change to happen, but you can't avoid it, you know? Um, so it's there, it's real. And you have to kind of figure a way to say, all right, this is happening. I have to accept it, and I have to find a way to process it and move on. Um, and I'm at that point now, so I'm okay with it. Um, so this allows us to use. So again, to get into cyberspace, for those who are following along at home, Comlink 6.0. If you have a cyberspace capable deck, now you can get into cyberspace. So now we have to go into side one, and you're going to see a whole different thing here now. Let's go ahead and bring that up. Attach load. I can absolutely relate. I can share a story offline about a seemingly, to most people, random object that was with me for years, then broke, and I had a strong emotional reaction to it. Was bummed for quite a while. It was irreplaceable, and that happens. I don't try to poo-poo anybody when it comes to like, oh, I'm sad because I lost my car or I lost my computer or I lost something that was precious to me. Yes, they're material objects, and yes, we're not supposed to go in on materialism as much, but we do develop emotional attachments to things because they mean something to us, you know? Like my laptop did mean something to me. It was my re-entry back into gaming, you know? So I totally get it, you know? Anyway, cyberspace. This is what it looks like in Neuromancer. So the cool thing about this is that you have your movement here. You can still access your skills, your software, your ROM constructs if you have any, and you can still save to disk and stuff. And it's like moving on a grid. Yeah, it is very Tronish. This is what we imagined cyberspace to be like back in the 80s and early 90s before we really got into the internet and stuff. So this thing that looks like a gem in front of us is actually a database. Um, I don't want to break into it, but because I'm a little bit rusty at this and I haven't saved in a while. So when I go into the next stream, hopefully either Saturday night or whenever I decide to play Neuromancer again, we'll go into cyberspace and we'll start going into some of these databases here. It's a whole different way of attacking them, and we're going to get into some of the deeper levels of this game and finally get to the point where hopefully we finish it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and bump back out of this because as you stay in cyberspace or stay online, you're actually spending money. So um, anyway, finish this up. Drive 8. So we're going to have to do a couple disk flips here to get this done. We are going to save it though. Save this game. Yep. Jump off. No worries, Walt. If you gotta jump off now, man, thanks for jumping on real quick like this. I really do appreciate it. Hope to talk to you all if maybe Saturday or Sunday or maybe next Wednesday even, if you can. Still planning on trying to do the TRS 80 stream at some point. I gotta figure out like what game I'm gonna throw on that one. Um, but I definitely want to do the TRS 80 stream, and I'll definitely let you know about that. So have yourself a good evening, my friend. And it looks like that's it for me. I have got the game saved, so I think we're good. All right, so we made it further. We are ready to start jumping into cyberspace on Neuromancer, which that's the real, to me, is the real exciting part. This is where you start really fighting in cyberspace. You start attacking databases, and you start really getting into the whole Neuromancer aspect of it that William Gibson kind of imagined in his book. So I'm looking forward to doing this level, or taking the next steps in these levels for the next time. All right. So I appreciate everybody who jumped on the stream and take a look and kind of follow along here. Um, I hope everybody does well this week. Get yourself through the week, whatever you got to do. And I will catch up with you all hopefully Saturday evening at 8:30 Eastern. We may do more of Neuromancer, might do the Wild, might do something different. Until then, take care of yourselves. See you soon.